There are very few people in auto racing that I can deeply describe them as my idols. People who I look up to and say, in 20 years from now, I want to be just like them. Tony Kanaan is definitely that person. Tony Kanaan has been a lifelong favorite driver of mine in the NTT IndyCar series, along with him and Helio Castroneves. They were both growing up out of Brazil, and they both were karting drivers. They all worshipped their hero Ayrton Senna, and they wanted to be racing car drivers, and they were damn good at their jobs. And this is Tony Kanaan's last year in the NTT IndyCar Series, driving exclusively on the ovals for AJ Foyt Racing this year. He will be sharing that ride with Dalton Kellett, which we will also be getting a diecast of Dalton Kellett on there, and Sebastian Bourdais for a couple of races, depending on the COVID-19 situation. But we have the Tony Kanaan Big Machine Vodka Chevrolet. This is a gorgeous diecast. For all of you there at home, this is the Big Machine Vodka diecast. But if my memory serves correct, it should not be a problem buying this at the Speedway. You should definitely be able to go to Gutswear, go to the Speedway gift shop. I've never had a problem, and you'll be able to own a Big Machine Vodka car. And you know, these things were always flew off the shelves. Even with the Ed Carpenter Fuzzies cars, they always flew. You had the Joseph Newgarden Fuzzies, you had the Ed Carpenter 2012 Fuzzies, and you had the 2018 Ed Carpenter Fuzzies. It was always a good deal at the track. I've never once been ID'd. I've never once had a problem. And this is a damn cool car. This gives me vibes. There's an old saying for the AJ Foyt Racing crew this year, and it's back in black. The number font and the color brings you back to the later years of AJ. AJ in '93 took the last laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in a car very similar to this. It was all black, had no Coyote Red on it. Robbie Gordon crashed the morning practice session. Then AJ sat there and he said, you know what, I got to be a better car owner. And he goes up to Tom Carnegie and he says, I'm retiring. And he did 4 laps around the Speedway as a tribute. He gets out of the car. That was the end of AJ's career. Tony Kanaan can very well go out in style as well. But this guy is banking on another win. I do not expect it to happen. AJ Foyt's equipment is very, how can I say this respectfully, nowhere near up to par with Ganassi, Andretti, Penske. It's just not there. The resources are just not there. So, while I would absolutely adore Kanaan getting on the board a second time, I just don't see it happening. However, if it does happen, you best believe it, there's going to be seismic activity coming from the Speedway. The roar of that crowd in 2013 was deafening. Kanaan is a very popular driver, and I will be damned if he wins another race. That would be phenomenal. Pagano won in 2019. I want to see my all-time favorites back it up. Let's take this car out and begin the review of Tony Kanaan's Big Machine Vodka Chevrolet. So now that it's out of its box, here's the car it comes with. Kanaan, my God, man, that face has to be on the board a second time. That would be great, but as you can read all the stats here, you know, he has accomplished a hell of a lot in his career. And to me, he was damn good at this job. But anyways, let's focus on the present. As we have the Big Machine Vodka car in hand here. This just gives me Copenhagen AJ Foyt vibes. Speaking of the Copenhagen AJ Foyt car, Replicars will be making it. Full out Copenhagen decals. The prototype had all of them on it. They are somehow got through the regulations, and they'll be producing a 1/43 and a 1/18 scale full out Copenhagen car. I will be purchasing that, and I will be reviewing that as well. That car is not due to come out till probably the end of the year. But for now, we'll review this sucker. And this just gives me A.J. Foyt vibes. Any fan of kart, any fan of IndyCar of old, who's seen AJ in the twilight of his career, they will know what I'm talking about. This car is in all black. As the years progressed, AJ's cars got less coyote red and more black, to where at the end of his career, the car was all black. This car is all black. They lost the ABC Supply sponsorship last year. The dreaded CEO change happened, and they are now looking for sponsors. But anyways, let's see it here. Big Machine Vodka. Got Dallara, Aero, NTT IndyCar Series, Chevrolet, 14, Big Machine Vodka, Platinum Played, Platinum Filtered, Played. God, don't try to make any jokes out of that. But anyways, we also got here, I don't know what the heck that sponsor is. Well, whatever it is. Got Big Machine Vodka. It says Big Machine on the tub, and on the side of the tub it says Vodka. We got Big Machine Vodka as the name rail. I believe that's probably going to change to Kanaan when the 500 rolls around. Got Tony Kanaan's name. We got Chevrolet, NTT IndyCar Series. Got the 14 on the roll hoop. Got Speedway. And notice the fuel cells aren't decal like they are on the 118s. Got Bryant. Oh, Bryant's been around for a long time with Kanaan. I remember even the 2005 cars, they had Bryant sponsorship on there. I guess it's a personal sponsor of his. I don't see 7-Eleven on this car anywhere. You kind of think about it. 7-Eleven's a personal sponsor of his. I'm astonished it's not on the car. Maybe if he wins, they'll put on the car. Hopefully that happens. But let's see. Got Chevrolet, some other sponsors. Got 14. Got Big Machine Vodka. Look at all this stuff here. They got all this cool little gadgets, all the little suspension pieces with the 164. It's got the rear diffuser. It all just looks absolutely beautiful. And this side the same as the left. This car is really a nice retro vibe. I love it. And I, quite frankly, as a Kanaan fan, will be personally collecting the 118 of this. This is going to be a fantastic looking model to review. I'm excited for it, and you should be there too at home. I noticed a couple of my friends who are big Kanaan fans, they should absolutely get it. This car, you know, for the general audience, I gave my top 5. This was kind of like at the bottom of the 5, kind of towards maybe high top 10-ish. You know, maybe this is one of those cars where you can possibly sleep on. It may be available after the 500. But, you know, because it really didn't sell that particularly fast off of the dealers I've seen on eBay. It wasn't as quickly as the Herd. The Herd is gone from some dealers. The Daily is gone from some dealers. IMS will be getting it. Gutsware has inventory from the year of the flood. They have stuff when Moses parted the Red Sea. Yeah, they have all the good stuff there. They have a lot of good stuff in that store, and it's they're personal. They're friends of mine. I would recommend them to you. The site is being loaded on Monday. They do combine shipping. They are reasonable. Yes, you have to pay for shipping. Yeah. Well, welcome to the modern world. You have to pay for stuff that has to cover the costs. But anyways, beautiful car. It's for the old school fan. It should bring you back vibes. Vibes all over the place. Even the 14's a retro font. The 14 is identical to the later years of AJ. That 14 definitely reverted back to the old number 14 font. That is really cool. Let's do a full 360 view here. Here's the back of the car with the rear diffuser and the gearbox. Here's the top of the car. And let's see, what is the production number of this car? It is number 1172. Wow. That's still pretty good production number. But anyways, Give us a comment, like, and subscribe. This is Race Day 29 reminding you to join the fight to stop bullying. It does get better. Diecast Kid is always happy to see you.